Greetings, YouTube. I don't know in the 2 years that I have been producing Marvel Contest of Champions videos on my channel if I have ever done a Arena Tips specific video for an overall kind of strategy for dummies especially. This is like the one area of the contest that I feel like I'm a quote-unquote expert in just because I grind the arena more than I do anything else by far, whether it comes to event quests or Alliance Quest, and as many of you know, I don't even participate in Alliance War anymore. So Arena is really where I spend the majority of time in this game. So I have built my strategy regarding maximizing my roster, maximizing my item use, and maximizing, most importantly, my mastery setup to get the most points out of my champions, whether I'm running the 2-star arena or the 5-star featured arena. So I can confidently say that everything that I tell you to do or to think about doing for your arena strategy, whether or not you're a new player or a far in-game experienced player, are things that I do every day myself. So it's always nice when the advice you give people is the advice that you take for yourself. So remember that this is also kind of coming up because we have these new era arenas from September 12th to September 19th and from September 26th to October 3rd that are special arenas that will feature era-specific hero crystals. And so some people think that's pretty awesome and they're curious about it and might want to actually jump into the arena for the first time. It's sort of similar to Dungeon Days, how these arena-specific weeks might entice people to try more. It kind of reminds me of the Road to the Million Facebook group, which was also the road to the 10,000 5-star shards that we've seen now twice in the game regarding that special 2-star arena, for those of you who know what I'm talking about. If you don't, sorry about that. Okay, so I think the best way to start off this video is just talk about the mastery setup that I have. I have done a longer video about this, and so this is going to be a quick overview of some of the masteries that have given me the most in terms of PI. Obviously, when it comes to the PI of your champions and their rating, the Suicide Mastery tree is going to give you a ton of points. And that is part of the reason why I have this. Now, obviously, there are certain things like maxing out Omega Red to 565, SIG 200, where it's just obvious for him or for Corvus Glaive to have a max Suicide roster. And I don't have to worry about hurting my Alliance on defense because I don't do Alliance War, so I'm not putting the recoil damage on defense and have to worry about easy kills, quote unquote, for the Alliance that we'd be fighting in Alliance War. I want to point out that Courage only gets really mastery points from having 1 out of 3. A lot of people use 3 out of 3, and I understand why. But for me, 1 out of 3 is all I need and all I want and all I can get when it comes to adding points to my champion's PI. And the higher the champion's PI, the more points they'll give you in the arena, and the more points you get in the arena, the less fights you're going to have to do to get those milestones. And so that's the reason why this video exists. That's the reason I'm recording this video. It's to hopefully maximize the points, to minimize the time you have to spend grinding. Speaking of arena points, it is a pretty awesome thing that you can do 2 out of 5 on Stand Your Ground, which I actually enjoy that mastery and get a pretty good bump in the arena points. Block proficiency is the one part of my mastery that really doesn't maximize arena points, but I still appreciate that mastery so much maxed out. And then Salve and Recovery are both also pretty fantastic. And Willpower is decent for PI, but more than anything, it's just a combination of that and overall utility, particularly with certain nodes of Act 6. And then you have the max stupefy, the max parry, everything else. The proficiencies tree does not give you that much in terms of PI. The offensive tree is what gives you the most, and that's why I also tend to just kind of throw the most points of my mastery setup into the offensive tree. Now, besides that, let's talk about item use. Because before we look at the specific champions, I just want to point out that the best arena to use items like this, the arena boost, come from the 3 stars because it is so easy to get 3-star arena boost. There are so many ways that the game gives you these things. And if you also subscribe to the monthly $10 service, you actually get to hoard up to 7 of those now, which is pretty good considering it used to be 4 to 5. So with that being said, I think that you could actually get with a max 3-star just as many points in the arena as you could, say, a rank 4 or sometimes even rank 5 4-star. And that's going to add up fast because if you look at the 3-star featured arena, and you'll see that I usually knock this thing out day 1 and get all the milestones, it can be pretty easy to get to that 640,000 milestone, particularly if you use the same kind of arena setup that I use. Now, given the Mastery setup that I've already promoted takes a lot of units to buy cores to unlock. But remember, if you subscribe to the new service, you're also getting Stony cores for a discounted price and the Carb cores for a discounted price as well. So, yeah, you get free units, battle chips, gold, premium disappointment shards, and even more arena boosts to use. So the nice thing about the arena is it's kind of a revolving door in terms of getting gold, not only for gold and through battle chips, but also by selling ISO that you get that overflows into your inventory when you dupe champions in premium disappointment crystals especially, but also, of course, 3, 4, 5, and 6-star hero crystals. And so 7 units, 1,000 battle chips, and 1,000 premium disappointment shards. That's a good amount of items for just getting to these milestones, and they're very manageable to max out. When it comes to your roster, and this is where I want to spend the majority of this video talking about, I would start, if you want to grind in the arena, if you're a free-to-play player especially, and you know this is your best chance to get units to take advantage of offers, or maybe buy revives or potions to clear content, etc., you're going to want to start by, ideally, this might sound crazy to some people, but maxing out all of your 3-stars. I only have, in terms of my 3-star roster, a handful of champions that I have not maxed out. Now, I wait to max them out until the level up event because you can get that free 25 unit bonus and accomplish the goal at the same time. But right now, I have well over 100 3-star champions. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in my roster that are not at their max level. And notice that with that mastery set up and being at level 60, you'll actually get 3-stars that end up going above 3,000 for some of them for PI. And so you add that arena boost, and it gives you a ton of points to get those milestones awfully fast, even though I hate finding with Ebony Slaw and Mordo, 2 of my top 5 champs in terms of PI rating. Now, we're going to also take a look at what this does to 4-stars. I have 4-stars that are now almost at 8,000 PI. And then so many rank 5s who are in the 7,000s, and even somebody who's got lower PI, like, say, Black Widow, is at 6,800. And then Wolverine, who's normally the lowest PI in terms of my rank 5, 4-stars, is still at 5,700. That's awesome. He's still going to be worth a ton of points. And then when it comes to 5-stars, you can see just how much those climb. 16,000 for Ghost Rider. Keep in mind that's with 0 points in Mystic Dispersion. 16,000 for Blade. And then Starkey, Omega Red, Cap Infinity War, etc. in the 1,500s, or 15,000s, I should say. Not 1,500. That would be a 0 off of these numbers. And then 6-stars, which, you know, most of them are not awakened besides Prox and Nightcrawler and Hulkbuster. But, yeah, your 6-stars, even at just the max of rank 1, are going to be floating somewhere between 10,000 if you're lucky, and if you're unlucky, just about 9,000 to 8,200. Jugs is just one of the reasons why he gets such a bad rap. Is he has such terrible PI, even with his mastery setup. 8,200 is pathetic, and 8,200 again. I mean 8,200. So here's the deal, YouTube. It's really a combination with the arena of maximizing your arena boosts, changing your mastery setup to get the most points from the highest PI of your champs. And then the last thing I want to cover is, and this is very vital with 4-stars, coming up with strategies to do synergies with your champions that increases their points and their utility in the arena even more. I am never going to plan on taking my 4-star Venom, OG Spidey, or Electro to rank 5, unless I have some rank up 4-star item that I just randomly got, and I don't know where that would even exist in this context of the game. But they're one of my favorite arena teams. And with that also, I look at things like Massacre, Domino, and Red Hulk, right? Or Ant-Man, Wasp, and Ant-Man, Wasp, and Ghost. And I just use synergy teams with my 4-stars, and I keep most of them at rank 3, which, by the way, most of these 4-stars are at rank 3, and yet they still have a PI with this mastery setup of around 4,000, which is going to give you a lot of points. So this is kind of a express version of a quick mastery arena boost champion guide. Different from the infinite streak, but that's an entirely different video. If you are somebody who's just trying to get plugged in, my advice would be to start raking up your 3 stars to max as soon as possible, because once you start using max ranked 3 stars, the infinite streak stays forever as long as you keep up the teams of 3 maxed 3 stars, so you don't have to worry about the issues that you'd run into in the 4-star arena, but especially the 4-star featured and the 5-star featured arena in terms of death matches that can sometimes pop up unexpectedly. I really want to help the community do better in arena and maximize your time so you're not grinding your soul away like I have for so many years, and yet still get units and gold and ISO, etc., all the beautiful things that come from the sacrifice it takes to run the arena in this game. So I hope this video was helpful to many of you who are looking to do some extra arena grinding, especially in the next month. Good luck with all of that arena grinding and really everything else in Marvel Contest of Champions. Thanks for watching, YouTube.